everybody, what's up? I'm Dylan D, and welcome to my 250 subscriber special, the Ultima Ghast Cannon tutorial. I want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. Truly, you are the greatest of all subscribers, and I'm so overjoyed to have you all with me. The 300 subscriber special is only a week or two away, considering my 40 subscriber gain in just the past week, and for it, I would really enjoy doing a tutorial and full weaponize it for the Nightmare Express, which I really hope everyone subscribes for. But today, I give the Ultima Ghast Cannon to you, my sensational subscribers. Thank you all again so much for joining me on this extraordinary journey. We're just getting started. And lastly, the materials list is in the description, along with the dimensions of the build. But with all that being said, let's jump straight into it. Alright, so now I have my inventory ready to go. I have a sticky piston placed, and our Ultima Ghast Cannon will be faced this direction. Now, this sticky piston right here is 28 blocks from itself to the ground. The only reason I did this was, of course, so the bottom of the machine, when we place it, will clear over the top of this village. Also, this is the sticky piston in the engine, the standing room only cockpit, so that we will be standing right here. It's also the top of the engine, so that's just that bit of information for everyone, just so you know where we're starting. Also, one last time, just in case you didn't catch it, materials and the dimensions are in the description. But of course, knowing all that, what we're going to go ahead and do is start it up with a slime block coming out of that sticky piston. Then we want to go ahead and draw back with a piston, just like so. Next up, we want to come off of the front of this with a regular block, and then a slime block in front of it, and the regular block on top of that slime block. Then we want to go ahead and just place down a redstone torch so this sticky piston extends back. Also, we're going to go ahead and place a redstone block just right there. Then we're going to go ahead and put 2 glass on the front of this overall build. Next up, we're going to go ahead and grab our blocks of choice facing this direction and place one on either side of the extended sticky piston. Next up, what we're going to go ahead and do is drop to the bottom of those. And we're going to place in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slime blocks, but we're actually going to skip this one and blow out this one, skip this one and blow out this one. Then you can actually go ahead and just mirror that to this side, just like so, with another slime block just right there. Next up, you can actually go ahead and connect all of these with regular blocks, just like this in this little pattern, but just make sure that nothing in the middle. You don't want anything in the middle. Just looking exactly like this. Next up, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to grab our sticky pistons, and we're going to come off of the front of this slime block with a sticky piston. As you can see, it's a sticky. And then a slime block here, and then what we're going to want to go ahead and do is drop back with our pistons again, and have a piston here, and that's a piston with an immovable block. Then you're going to go ahead and do this exact thing to all of these slime blocks in the build really quick. And now it should look like this. Just of course remember, all of these ones in the front are sticky pistons and all the ones in the back are regular pistons. So as soon as you have this, what we're going to go ahead and do is grab our redstone blocks. So we're going to place one against the immovable block and the sticky piston, just like so, all the way down except for the bottom. The bottom will be just like this, on the bottom. Then you want to go ahead and place a slime block just like so, slime block here, and then slime block just like this. And of course you can do that the other way with the slime block in the middle here, here, and then a slime block on bottom just like this, redstone block, here, here, and then one here, and then one here. Now of course, as soon as you've done this, you are ready to move forward with the rest of the build. And before I forget, really fast, coming in this direction, you want to go ahead and place 2 slime blocks like so, so it looks like this. Alright, so once you have your engine all looking nice and pretty, what you want to go ahead and do is add a regular block here, and this is where we're going to start placing in our TNT cannons. Now, I'm going to do everything on this side, and you guys can just go ahead and mirror it, and of course that'll save time. So, starting right here off this regular block that we just placed, what we're going to go ahead and do is add a slime block here. Then we want a sticky piston coming off of it, just like so. Then we can drop back from that and add in a regular piston, so it looks exactly like this. Then we can go ahead and come off 2 more slime blocks like so. Then you want to go ahead and add in an immovable block, then a redstone block here, and then another redstone block just right there. Then a slime block, 2 slime blocks coming back, so you should have this overall look. Next up, you can go ahead and just add in a regular block here, then a sticky piston just like so. Then you want a slime block right here, and then you can go ahead and add in your piston just like so, so it looks exactly like this. Then you want a redstone block here. Go ahead and just toss 2 slime blocks in just like so, and then this being your first slime block, you want to come back 1, 2, 3, and then 4 with 1 slime block on top. Then you want to go ahead and add a regular block to the top with a piston facing forward right here, so you should have this overall look. And once you do, you can actually go ahead and grab your sticky pistons. And we're going to come back this direction, and we're going to add a sticky piston to the top of this regular block, slime block just like so, and then you want to come back with your regular pistons so it looks exactly like this. Next up, we're going to go ahead and grab our slime blocks and come forward off of this sticky piston with 1, 2, 3, and 4 slime blocks. Then we're going to drop to the bottom with another one. Then we want a piston with a regular block above it, so you should have something that looks exactly like this when you add a redstone block to the caterpillar engine. Next up, what we're going to go ahead and do is add a slime block here with a regular block right next to it. Then we're going to have a slime block right on top of that regular block. We're going to add a sticky piston to the front of this build, just like so. Then we're going to grab our regular pistons, and we're going to come in with a regular piston just like so. So you have this overall look. Now, before we add our redstone block, though, we're going to grab our slime blocks, and we're going to come off 2 off the top of this sticky piston with a piston just right there. Then we're going to go ahead and add that redstone block. Then you just want a regular block here. Next up, you're going to go ahead and add a slime block to the side of that. Sticky piston coming off of the front, just like so. Then you want to go ahead and add a regular piston to the back, just like the rest of the build. Then you can go ahead and just actually add in an immovable block right here. Then you want a redstone block here, here, with a slime block in the middle. Next up, what we're going to go ahead and do is drop down to the bottom middle area with a regular block. Then below that regular block, we're going to add a slime block. In front of it, we're going to go ahead and add a sticky piston, so it looks exactly like that. Then we're going to add a regular piston to the back, just like so, to add in another caterpillar engine. Then we're going to add in an immovable block, just like so, with a redstone block underneath it, and the sticky piston with a slime block in between. Next up, we're going to come back up to this sticky piston, come off of it with 2 slime blocks and a piston. Then we want to grab our slime blocks again, place one in the front of that sticky piston, or to the back of that sticky piston, and then slime block here, and then 2 more in the front. Then you want to go ahead and just add a piston to that, just like so. And we are ready to move forward once you go ahead and, of course, mirror this to that side. Alright, so as soon as you have that mirrored onto the other side, what we're going to go ahead and do is actually remove this piston, and you want to come in this direction and then replace it right there underneath the slime block. And as you can see, I've already gone ahead and actually mirrored that to the other side, so we can go ahead and move forward. So coming off of that same piston that we just moved, we're going to go ahead and place a slime block coming off of it like so. We're going to drop to the bottom, place another slime block, then a redstone block just like this. Then we're going to go ahead and just add in 2 slime blocks to the side of it, just like so. Then we're going to add in a regular block here with a piston in front of it. Next up, we're going to come to this direction with the slime block just right there with a piece of glass coming out from underneath this piston, just like so. Next up, we're going to add in a sticky piston just right here with a regular block, just like so. Next up, what we're going to go ahead and do is aim at this piston, but then aim down at this slime block, adding a sticky piston to the middle of the air, just like so, with the slime block on top of it, glass block in front of the sticky piston, just like so, with a redstone block on top of the slime block. Then we're going to come off of the slime block 3 additional, so there's 4 total slime blocks right here. Then we're going to add in a slime block here with a redstone block, just like this. Then we're going to add a slime block in right here, and then another slime block here. Then we're going to jump down this way, and we're just going to add in a redstone block here. Now, as soon as we've done all of this, we're going to go ahead and jump back to this piston, and we're going to come off of it with a regular block, just like so. Then we're going to go ahead and add a slime block in here, here, and then right there. Next up, we can go ahead and add in a redstone block here, another redstone block right here, and then before we do anything else, we're going to go ahead and add in an immovable block, just like so. Then we're going to grab our sticky pistons, place one here, and of course that's a sticky piston, so everybody knows. Then we're going to add in a regular block right here. Then we want a sticky piston right here on top of this obsidian, or immovable block of your choice, whatever it may be. Then we're going to blow out that immovable block, place in a regular block here, and then another one right there. Then we're going to go ahead and add in slime blocks, just like so, so it looks exactly like this. Then a redstone block just right here. Now, as soon as you have all of this, we're going to go ahead and turn our attention towards this piston. We're going to come off of it with 1 slime block, redstone block on top, then we can add in 2 more. So you should be looking at something that looks exactly like this when you grab your sticky pistons, drop towards the bottom of this end slime block, add in the sticky piston so it looks like this. Then you want 1, 2, 3, 4 slime blocks coming off the end of that sticky piston with a redstone block on top. Now, once you have this, you can go ahead and actually take this and mirror it to this side. And that is your full-on TNT cannon on both sides, and we're ready to move forward. Alright, so once you have this mirrored to the other side, you're looking at your completed long-range TNT cannons. What we're going to go ahead and do now is come down to this engine, and what we're going to go ahead and do is locate this slime block, come back 2 slime blocks from it, and then we're going to throw down a regular block just like so, then a sticky piston just like so, slime block right here. Then we're going to drop back with our regular pistons and place 1 facing forward just like this. Then we want a redstone block right here, then a slime block here, here, and then one down from it, and then a piston directly underneath that slime block. So you should be looking at something that looks exactly like this. Slime block coming out from this piston like so. Then we want another slime block right here. Redstone block just like so. Then we want a piston on both sides of this slime block. Coming out from both of those pistons, we want one slime block apiece and then one slime block on top of those with a piston to top those. Next up, we're going to come down this direction and add in two more slime blocks to the bottom, and of course two more pistons. So you should be looking at something that looks exactly like this when we grab our redstone blocks and place one right here and then one right here. So coming off of this piston, we're going to go ahead and come off of it with one slime block, and then two more, so there's three total, and then two more in front of that, so there's five total now. Then we're going to go ahead and place a piston in the front. Then grabbing our regular blocks, we're going to place one here, 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 and then right there. Then we're going to grab a redstone block, place it right there on that middle back slime block, just like so. Then coming off of this piston, we want one slime block here, then there, and then two more to the side, just like so. Then we want to go ahead and just grab a redstone block, place it here with a regular block of choice here, and then there, and then two more behind it. Then I'm going to go ahead and mirror both of these segments coming out of this piston really fast. And it should look exactly like this as soon as I'm done. Now I'm going to move up to this piston. I'm going to come out from it with one slime block like so, move over to the side so there's three total now. Now there's going to be five total. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab my regular block of choice and put in three of them just like so, with one piston coming off of it just like this. Then I'm going to grab a redstone block. I'm going to place it just right there on that middle slime block on the back. Then I'm going to grab my regular blocks of choice, and I'm going to place one here and then one right there. And so that looks exactly like this so far. Now coming off of this piston, I also want another regular block of choice with another regular block of choice towards the inside. I'm also now going to grab a slime blocks and place two across the front, and then the third one and the fourth one go right here. Next up, what I'm going to go ahead and do is grab my redstone blocks, place one right here, and then back to my regular block of choice, and place one here and here, leaving this corner out of the equation. Now, as soon as I have all of this, I'm going to go ahead and mirror it to the other side really fast for everybody. And now it should look exactly like this, and once it does, you can go ahead and take this entire piece and you can mirror it coming off of this engine right here, and we are ready to move forward. Alright, so once you have that hippo cage mirrored to the other side, what we're going to go ahead and do is drop into this engine right here, specifically this slime block. We're going to go ahead and come back two slime blocks from it with one on top. Then we're going to put a regular block of choice right here with a sticky piston, just like so. Then we're going to go ahead and want one slime block here and then two more out, so that's three total right here. Then of course we want to come off of the slime block with the sticky piston in front of it with a regular piston with one block in the middle separating it, and we'll fill that void with an immovable block of choice with one redstone block there and one redstone block there. This being our first slime block, we're coming back 1, 2, 3, and 4 total. Then we're going to go ahead and throw in another block just like so. So you should be looking at something that looks exactly like this so far. Next up, we're going to go ahead and grab our sticky pistons and place one just like this with a slime block coming off of it just like so. Then we're going to go ahead and come back with our regular pistons just like so. Then I'm going to go ahead and add in a redstone block, and then 1, 2, 3 slime blocks to the side just like this, then one, then a regular block just like so, then a slime block just to the side of it. I'm going to go ahead and come off of this slime block with a sticky piston, and there it is so everybody can see. Then I'm going to go ahead and add in a regular piston on the back of this build, so it looks exactly like this when I go ahead and add in a redstone block here. Then I'm going to go ahead and drop to the bottom of this slime block and add in one in here, then one there, and then one there, and I'm going to go ahead and put a piston on the bottom of that. So you should be looking at something that looks exactly like this before we move forward. Then I'm going to go ahead and come out from this piston with one slime block like so, one slime block to the bottom, redstone block, and then a piston to either side of those slime blocks. Next up, we got a little bit of a change from the bottom hippo cages with two slime blocks out this direction, and we're actually going to come up two slime blocks on both sides this time with the pistons on the tops. Then we're going to go ahead and put one slime block to the bottom of each one this time, and then put the pistons on the bottoms. So you should be looking at something that looks exactly like this relative to where these pistons are. Then we can go ahead and add in a redstone block here and then right there. So you should be looking at something that looks exactly like this. We're going to go ahead and back down to this piston, and we're going to come out from that piston with one slime block. Then we're going to have two more, so there's three total, and then five total now with the piston on the end of it. Then you want to grab your regular blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just like this. Then you want to grab your redstone blocks, place it right here. Then coming off of this piston, you want to go ahead and place one slime block like so, then one in front of it, and then two more to the side. Then you can go ahead and just place a redstone block here with two regular blocks of choice like so, and then two more to the side. And I will go ahead and mirror this for everybody really fast. And now that that's done, it should look exactly like this. Now I'm going to move up to this piston and come off of it with one slime block, like so. And then I'm going to come off to the side, so there's three total, then two, just like this. Then I'm going to grab my regular blocks of choice and put them in, so there's three total with the piston. So you should be looking at something that looks exactly like this. When we drop back this way and place a redstone block here, then I'm going to grab my regular blocks, and I'm going to place one here, and then one right here. So it should look exactly like this, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab my regular block still. Coming off of this piston, I want one regular block here, and then one regular block to the inside. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab my slime blocks, and come in 1, 2, 3, 4 total slime blocks with a redstone block just like this. Next up, what I'm going to go ahead and want to do is drop down this way and place in a regular block here, and then a regular block just like so. Then I'm going to go ahead and mirror this up really fast. And now that that's completed, you should be looking at something that looks exactly like this. And now you can go ahead and take this whole piece and you can actually mirror it coming out of this engine, and we are ready to move forward. Alright, so once you have that gas hippo cage mirrored to the other side, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to look this direction, and we're going to come back this way to this engine, specifically this slime block, and we're going to add in two slime blocks, just like so. Then we're going to go ahead and add in a regular block, sticky piston, just like so, slime block, just right here. Next up, we want to go ahead and come back from it with our regular pistons, just like this. We can actually go ahead and add in a redstone block to make it a caterpillar engine. Then we want a slime block here, here, and then there, and then from this slime block we want to come back 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we want to go ahead and place a regular block here, and then a regular block right here. So we should have this overall look so far. This is where we started, then we came up this direction. Next up, what we're going to go ahead and do is drop to the bottom of this regular block with a sticky piston. Then we want a slime block here, and then we're going to come off of it with our regular piston, so it looks just like this. Next up, we can actually throw in an immovable block just right here. Then we can throw in two redstone blocks and then a slime block just like this. So you should be looking at something that looks exactly like this when you come in this way. And then we're going to drop down to the bottom of this slime block, add in two slime blocks just like so, and then one to the side, and then a piston facing forward. Next up, we're going to come off of that piston with one slime block, and then one in front of it, and then 1, 2, 3 out to the side of this slime block. Next up, we can add in a redstone block here and a piston right there, and this is what we should be looking at overall. And of course, this is where we started, and we moved up this way, and then we came down this direction. Now, from in front of this piston, what we're going to go ahead and do is come out one slime block, then we're going to add one sticky piston to the bottom, just like so. Then next up, we want a redstone block on top of it, just like so. Then, as soon as we have this, we want to come off of the side with 1, 2 slime blocks, and then the side again, 1, 2, 3 slime blocks. So you should be looking at something that looks exactly like this when you add a slime block here, and another block just right there. Next up, we're going to come back to this block, and we're going to add a slime block to the top of it. Then we want to go ahead and add in a sticky piston, and that's a sticky piston, just so you can see. Then, of course, we want to add two slime blocks, so this is what it should look like. Then we're going to come back with our regular pistons, just like so, with that one space gap. Then we're going to add two redstone blocks to the top of this to make it a kind of elongated caterpillar engine. Next up, we're going to add a slime block in here with a piston coming off of it. Then coming off of that piston, we want a slime block here, slime block to the bottom of it, then a redstone block just like so. You should be looking at something that looks exactly like this when you go ahead and add in a slime block here, and then one right there, with a piston on the front of that slime block on the bottom, and then a piston facing backwards on the top of this forward facing piston. Now, once you have all of this mirrored to the other side, we are ready to move forward. Alright, so once you have this trigger all nice and mirrored up, what we're going to go ahead and do is come back this direction and locate this block. We're going to go ahead and add a sticky piston in like so, TNT in front of it, then we want a regular block of choice on top of it. with the slime block like so, and then we want to grab our TNT and put 2 on each side of that, just like so, with a redstone block here. Next up, we want to go ahead and just place a piston in front of that regular block of choice, come off of it with a slime block, redstone block on top of that, and then we want TNT all across the front of that slime block and to the sides, and of course to the bottom. Next up, we're going to go ahead and place 2 pistons on the little piece just like so. So you should be looking at something that looks exactly like all of this so far. Next up, what we're going to go ahead and do is come off of both of these pistons with 1 slime block apiece. Then we're going to add 2 slime blocks to the top of that single slime block we added first, and then pistons on top of that. Then we're going to come down to the bottom. We're going to add in 1 and 2 more slime blocks with a piston on the bottom of that one. And of course, same goes for this side. Next up, what we're going to go ahead and do is grab our redstone blocks. We want to come around this way and add them, of course, to our giant pillars. Now again, this is a piston, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slime blocks and another piston. So then now we're going to come off of this piston with 1 slime block here, then another one to the side, just like so. You want to go ahead and add a piston right here, and then 3 slime blocks to the top, just right there. Now we can actually go ahead and add TNT here and here. Then we can grab 2 glass, place it there, 1 TNT on the end of it. Next up, we're going to come out of this piston right here with 1 slime block here, then a piston in front. Next up, we can go ahead and add our TNT back to the build with 2 here, and then of course 1, 2 right there. Then we can grab our redstone blocks. We need 1 right here, and then 1 right there, just to make sure this whole piece does in fact move forward. Next up, we're going to come off of this piston. We're going to blow out that slime block, so we just have 1 out, and then 1 to the outside, and then 2 slime blocks to the inside of our build here. Then, of course, we're going to go ahead and add in our regular blocks of choice, so our outside block is kind of out and alone. Then we want a redstone block on that block to be our trigger, and then we want to go ahead and just lace the bottom with TNT and put 1 block of TNT right here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and mirror this to this side really fast for you. Alright, you should be looking at something that looks exactly like this right now. Next up, we're going to move to these pistons back here. We want 1 slime block coming off of it, 1 slime block to the side, and then 1 regular piston, so it looks exactly like this when we drop to the bottom. We want 1, 2, 3 slime blocks out, just like so. Then we want 3 TNT coming off, so you have this overall so far, with 1 TNT right there. Then actually we can go ahead and come off of this piston with a slime block right here, slime block here, and then another slime block just like so. Then actually we can come off of this slime block here with a regular piston, of course facing forward. Then we can grab our TNT blocks again, add 2 to it like so, and then another TNT block here, and then 1 here. Then we can go ahead and grab those redstone blocks again, place 1 here, and then 1 right here, so those pieces will actually, of course, move forward. Then we can go ahead and grab a regular block, move down this way, and place it right there. Coming out from this piston now, we want to go ahead and add 1 slime block like so, 1 slime block to the outside, and then 2 more to the inside, just like this. Then we can go ahead and add 4 TNT to the top. Then we want a redstone block right here as another trigger. Then we want to go ahead and move down this way so we can place our regular blocks like so. So there's just a kind of regular, the outside block is kind of all by itself besides the redstone block. And then lastly, of course, we'll go ahead and place in a piece of TNT right here. And I will go ahead and mirror that real quick so we can see what it looks like. And this is what you should be looking at. And as soon as you have all of this right here that we just did mirrored to this side from that block, we are ready to move forward. Alright, so once you have that Ghast missile nice and mirrored up to the other side, what we're going to go ahead and do is throw in our cockpit. So we're going to come back to these pistons right here that we kind of just left alone earlier. And we're going to come out from each one of them with the slime block. Then we want 2 slime blocks to the inside of each slime block that we just placed. Then we're going to go ahead and grab our redstone blocks, 1 here and then 1 there in front of their respective pistons. Slime block here, here, and then 1 there. And you only have to worry about putting 1 here, you don't have to put 1 here. Next up, what we're going to go ahead and do is grab our half slabs, and then we want 1 here, which will be put along by this piece. Then we want 1 directly underneath the slime block, which will be pushed forward by this piece. Then, of course, we want 3 more slabs in front of that, and then 1 slab here to have this nice kind of walkway out to the trigger. Now, next up, what we're going to go ahead and do is actually add in the same exact thing with this half slab here, here, and then 3 more in front of it, just like so, with 1 up here to the top. Then we're actually going to add in an additional half slab here, so you can actually just walk them back and forth to your triggers. Next up, what we're going to go ahead and do is add in a piston just right here. So you should be looking at something that looks exactly like this. And then we're going to go ahead and come off of this piston with one slime block, redstone block here, and then 3 slime blocks coming off the front of that redstone block with a piston. So you should be looking at something like this when you go ahead and add in one piece of glass to either side. Next up, we're going to go ahead and come off of this piston with one slime block, just like so. We're going to drop down to the bottom with another slime block, grab our glass, so we can place one here, with 2 more to this side, and then 2 more to this side. But of course, we can't forget that redstone block that'll go right here to push this whole piece forward. Next up, on both of our long-range TNT cannons, we want 2 slime blocks like so, with a piece of glass just like this, so it all meets up in the center. And of course, I will be doing the same thing to this side with 2 slime blocks and 1 piece of glass. Now, as soon as you have all of this, you're done with your cockpit and you're ready to move on to the Juggernaut 2.0 missiles. Alright, so once the cockpit is all finished up, what we're going to go ahead and do is come back to this piston right here. Next up, what we're going to go ahead and do is place a sticky piston coming back from it, slime block out of that, and then we can go ahead and actually drop back with our pistons, just like so. Place one right here. Now, this caterpillar engine will look a little bit different, but it's still a caterpillar with a slime block here, redstone block facing towards the piston. Then we want 2 slime blocks on top with a redstone block hovering over the sticky piston. Next up, we can add a regular block of choice here. Now we can choose a side of the block. I'm choosing this one real quick with a sticky piston, slime block, and then of course we're going to drop back with a regular piston right here. Next up, I'm going to grab an immovable block, place it right there, redstone block on that immovable block, and the sticky piston with the slime block in the middle. Then I'm going to go ahead and place a regular block here with a slime block right on top. Then of course I'm going to place a sticky piston facing into that slime block, and that is a sticky piston so everyone can see. And I'm going to come off of this with my regular piston. Then on this slime block I need 1 redstone block. To this side I need 2 slime blocks and then a piston in the front. Now of course you can actually go ahead and mirror all of this coming out of the other side of that block. And now it should look like this when you come over to this piston here. Grab your slime blocks, come out 1 from it, and then 1 in front of that one. 1 slime block to the bottom, and then a piston in front of it. Should be looking at something that looks exactly like this when we place a redstone block. Then we're going to go ahead and place 1, 2, 3, 4 slime blocks, just like so, with 2 on the top, just out from it. Actually, we don't need this slime block. Then we can place a regular piston here, and then we're going to place another regular piston facing backwards from it, just like so. Then, of course, I'm going to go ahead and mirror this up. And once you have something that looks exactly like this mirrored to both sides, we're ready to move forward. Alright, so once you have all this, it is time for the missiles. First up, we're going to go ahead and place in our trigger with 1 slime block coming off of this piston like so, 1 slime block underneath, and then 1 to the inside of the build. Next up, we're going to drop back here and place a slime block, and then we grab a temporary block, place it here, grab a sticky piston, and you can place it on top of that temporary block and break it. That is a sticky piston, just to let everybody know. Then you want a redstone block on top of the slime block, just over that sticky piston, regular block here, then here. Now it's time for the missile. We can swoop around this way, add in a sticky piston here, then we want to grab our slime blocks, add 2 to the build, just like so, regular block in front of it, and then a redstone block on top of those slime blocks. You should be looking at something that looks exactly like this when you go ahead and place in a piston right here. Next up, you want to go ahead and grab your regular blocks and come off the front of that redstone block, just like so. And on the inside of your build, we're going to go ahead and grab TNT and place 1 right there underneath that redstone block, and then a piston in front of it. Next up, though, on this side, we're going to drop it down 1 block, place the TNT next to this sticky piston slime block, and then a piston just right in front of that. So coming off of this piston, though, we're going to come out with a regular block, redstone block, and then a slime block to make sure it's brought along. Next up, we're going to go ahead and grab our TNT, and we're going to place 3 to the build, just like this. Then we want to go ahead and add 1 here, and then 1, 2, 3 to the top, just like so. Then we can go ahead and actually just add 1 into the bottom. Next up, we're going to go ahead and mosey on over to this piston, where we're going to come out with 1 slime block and 1 redstone block. Then, of course, we're going to go ahead and add in 1 TNT to this slime block, 1 slime block, 1 slime block here, and then a piston in front of this TNT. So you should be looking at something that looks exactly like this so far. Then we're going to go ahead and place a TNT on top of this piston, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 TNT coming out of the top of that. So that should look like this when we move to this piston and come off of it with a slime block. Then, of course, 2 more slime blocks, just like so. Then we're going to add in a redstone block just right here for our overall trigger to the build. Next up, we're going to go ahead and grab our TNT and place 1 here, here, and here. And this should be the only one that's missing on the inside. Then we're just going to add a plus sign to the front of the build with TNT. And, of course, as soon as it's been mirrored to the other side, you have your full-on Ultima Ghast Cannon ready for the Ghasts. But that's going to do it for the 250 subscribers special, you guys. I really hope you all enjoyed it. In either survival or creative, for the Ghast missiles, you'll need to put your temporary block for your Ghast placement here, and for the hippo cages, you may place your temporary block here. Just make sure to remove those blocks and name your Ghasts. Thank you all again, and until the next video, you guys, later late.